Alright boys, we are back and it's time to go into uncharted territory right here. Year 6 with our GM mode commentary for the Tampa Bay Lightning. That's right. We've already won the Stanley Cup in year 4 and year 5, so we need to come up with a new goal. We need to edit our lines. We need to, basically, I want to use this video as a whole setup for year 6, alright? Because we need to totally figure out what we're going to do from now on, because we have so many prospects in the system, but a lot of those prospects, I don't know if they're going to get playing time because of our NHL starting team right now. They're all young, they're all signed for long term, and they're all good, so I don't really want to replace anyone. So we're going to use this video right now as a goal setting video. We're going to edit our lines. We're going to set up our whole team for year 6. Alright? We got everyone signed that we wanted to get signed in the last video. But now let's figure out what lines we're going to do going into year 6. I was reading your comments and there was a lot of them. I mean, a lot of you guys were saying move Dustin Brown down, move Nugent Hopkins up, scratch LaFontaine and bring that Len Little guy in. Alright, so let's do this step by step and figure out what we're going to do for year 6 here, okay? Now, first, Len Little, he's down in the AHL. The reason I put Len Little down is because LaFontaine, his offensive category was a lot better. So we're going to leave Len Little down in the AHL team for 1 year. He's going to get 1 year. Yes, he's a good player. Yes, his overall is great for being a rookie, but we're not a team that legitimately comes off the first overall pick and says, oh, we have to rebuild now. No, we're a Stanley Cup winning team, so Len Little doesn't really have any place on our team right now, okay? I'm not just going to try and get him some experience. We have a team that I want to come back and I want to win the Stanley Cup for the 3rd year in a row. So let's sort out our lines here. We know what players are going to be starting, the top 12 forwards and the top 6 defensemen. We know that, but we just have to organize them the right way. Now, Stamkos, Lofthouse, and Brown. I don't have a problem with Brown being on the first line, even though he's more defensive-orientated than offensively. You know, a lot of you guys are saying bring Nugent Hopkins up, bring Connolly up to the first line. I want to spread it out. I want to have that depth scoring that we're known for, okay? Remember when we had Joe Thornton and Vincent LeCavalier in the 2nd and 3rd line? Well, excuse me. I really like that. So I want to make sure I have the 3 centers that can hold it down. Oh my God, excuse me. Now, Trent Lofthouse, he's 85 overall playmaker. Now, I don't know why he's only 85 because his offensive category is outstanding. His defensive category is outstanding as well. It might just because his poise is only at 73 because he's so young. That's the thing I was thinking about. Moving up maybe Nugent Hopkins or Tyler Seguin to the first line. But you know what? Trent Lofthouse, he's outstanding. He really is. I don't know why he's only 85 overall. It must be his poise bringing him down. Because his faceoffs are 89. His defensive category is great. His offensive category is great. If you compare him to Nugent Hopkins' offensive category is about the same. The defensive category is about the same. But the faceoffs, Lofthouse is a lot better at the faceoffs. The only difference is the poise. Nugent Hopkins' poise is 85, so maybe that's why his overall is 90 overall, okay? So I want to leave Lofthouse on the first line alongside of Stamkos and Dustin Brown. I want to leave Dustin Brown on the first line, alright? The second line, Tyler Seguin. Let's check out this guy's stats. Again, a great defensive player, better faceoffs than Nugent Hopkins, so he belongs on the second line center position. His poise is 83. So again, I wanna play Tyler Seguin. All right. Now the question was, do I bring up Nugent Hopkins to put on the second line and put Braden Shen? Basically, I was reading your comments. A lot of you guys were saying do this. The first line is fine. The second line is fine. But for the third line, put Braden Shen in the middle and bring up Nugent Hopkins instead of Granlund, right? And then, because Braden Shen, he's a great center. He's got great faceoffs. His faceoffs is 84. Nugent Hopkins was 85. So we can get away with having Nugent Hopkins on the second line, which isn't bad, right? Because he's 90 overall. But the thing is, Granlund, is he as good as Nugent Hopkins? Now, I'm just looking at the offensive category right here. Granlund's, he's above 85 for the shot, and then for the puck control and above, 89-ish. So let's check out Nugent Hopkins. I think the Nuge is better. Yeah, the Nuge is better everywhere. So, I mean, that's not a bad change either. The reason I put Nugent Hopkins here is because I really like having 3 deep centers there at the position, like when we had Stamkos, Thornton, and LeCavalier. All right. So that's definitely something that we can look at, maybe something we can change. For right now, I'm going to leave Nugent Hopkins as the third line center playmaker, right? He can win faceoffs. He's got a good defensive category. I'm going to leave him there, but he's going to get some power play time. I'm going to leave Granlund up on the second line, Braden Shen, LaFontaine, yep, and then Foligno, Ritchie, and Lemieux. So we're going to leave the first line the way it is, right like that, all right? Defensively, Ekman, Larson, and Hedman. Yeah, we're going to keep the two Super Swedes together. Beaulieu and Shattenkirk. Yeah, we're going to keep them together. And Fensky and Green. Absolutely. Now, power play. Power play. What I wanted to do was get the third liners on the power play because they don't get as much ice time as the first and second liners, all right? So Braden Shen, he's going to get the penalty kill. I want Nugent Hopkins and partly LaFontaine to get a lot of power play time. So basically just Nugent Hopkins, all right? So Stamkos, LaFontaine, Stamkos and Lofthouse, and Connolly. Yeah, that's okay, but I'd rather bring up Nugent Hopkins to the first line. We're going to get the Nuge some points there, all right? So Stamkos, LaFontaine, or why do I keep saying LaFontaine? Stamkos, Lofthouse, and Nugent Hopkins. Then Beaulieu and Shattenkirk. Let me see Hedman and Ekman Larson's offensive category. Victor Hedman's offensive category, 89 for offensive awareness. He's got a good shot. It's not as accurate, but it's still a good shot. All right, so we'll compare him to Shattenkirk. Shattenkirk, he's got the accuracy in his shot. Yeah, Shattenkirk is definitely better for the power play. Beaulieu, you guys have been saying that you want to see his stats. There you go. And he still has his A- for offense. So Beaulieu is definitely better than Hedman. So Shattenkirk and Beaulieu are definitely better than Hedman. And Ekman Larson, Ekman Larson is definitely better than Shattenkirk. Definitely. And he still has his BBC for potential there. I think I want to move Ekman Larson and Shattenkirk and Beaulieu and Victor Hedman, all right? So for the power play, it's going to be Stamkos, Lofthouse, and Nugent Hopkins, Ekman Larson and Shattenkirk. And defensively, it's going to be Sagan, Connolly. Yeah, because hang on, let me see Connolly. Yeah, I want to develop Connolly. He's got a good offensive rating for a sniper, and he still has his B for offense. So I definitely want to leave Connolly. I want to leave Sagan. We don't need to have Brown because he's more of a defensive player. So Sagan, Connolly, we've already used Hopkins. We've already used Lofthouse and Stamkos. It's either going to be Granlund or, yeah, Granlund or LaFontaine. So let's see LaFontaine. 88 or above in every category, all right. Granlund. You know what? LaFontaine is better. So I'm going to, for the power play, I'm going to have Stamkos, Lofthouse, and Nugent Hopkins, and Connolly, Sagan, and LaFontaine, just like they were saying. All right, so there's going to be our power play lines. Four-man power play. It's going to be Lofthouse, Stamkos, Ekman Larson, and Shattenkirk. All right, yep. And then Sagan and Connolly and Beaulieu and Hedman. Yep, that looks good. Penalty kill. Now it's going to be Ritchie, Lemieux, Sagan, Nugent Hopkins. No, we're going to put Braden Shen in there. All right, so let me see who else. I want to spread this out, remember. Sagan, Braden Shen, Dustin Brown has got to be a penalty killer, and Ritchie. Yeah, okay, that's our 4 penalty killers. Oh, excuse me. So, excuse me, Jesus. So Sagan, Shen, Ritchie. We're going to take Lemieux off. We're going to put, who was it? It was Brown. Yes, Dustin Brown. So we're going to have Braden Shen and Nick Ritchie, Dustin Brown and Sagan. We're going to put, why is Connolly on there? Why? I didn't put Connolly on there. There you go. All right, so Braden Shen and Ritchie. No, we're going to put Braden Shen and Dustin Brown and Tyler Sagan and Nick Ritchie. Victor Hedman and Fensky, Ekman Larson and Green. Let's see Green's defensive category. Not bad. I think Shattenkirk's defensive category was a lot better. Hell yeah, we're going to put Shattenkirk in there. All right, so we're not going to put Beaulieu. So Fensky... yeah, because Fensky had a really good defensive yeah, he did have a good defensive category. Yeah, we're going to leave Fensky in there, but Shattenkirk on the first line with Hedman and Ekman Larson and Fensky, all right? Yeah, that looks good right there. 3-man penalty kill. It's going to be Braden Shen and Sagan. Go down here to Braden Shen. There you go. Hedman and Shattenkirk. All right, and then Ekman Larson and Fensky, I think. Shattenkirk, Ekman Larson, and Fensky. Yep. Shootout, Stamkos, Nugent Hopkins, Sagan, Lofthouse, LaFontaine. I'm fine with that. Extra attackers, Stamkos and Sagan. I'm fine with that. Bernie Mac, and Stone as our goaltenders. I'm fine with that. So those are the lines that we're going to start for our Year 6 simulation. We'll go month by month and see how it is. We can change it up, but for right now, I like those lines. So our third line is going to get some power play time. So we should have the first 3 lines. Everyone should be getting the same amount of points, except for maybe Granlund and Braden Shen. Those 2 guys can be behind the other guys, but the other, 7, the other 9 guys, or the other 8 guys should be getting a lot more points, all right? So now, let's not simulate, let's edit the lines for our AHL team, because our AHL team should have a stacked team as well. We got Sean Monahan as the, Shane or Sean? Hang on. Sean Monahan, he's going to be our first line center. This guy's NHL ready, but you know, we just don't have enough space for him right now. So we're going to play him in the NHL for 1 more year. Galchenyuk is going to be the second line center. All right. We're going to put Harper and Graves up on the second line. It's going to be Len Little, Monahan, and Kubina, Sorensen. Let's put Sorensen up there. All right. Third line is going to be Terrell, Kubina, and Rahak. All right. Fourth line is going to be Zigomanis, Panic, and Craig. No, thank you. Who is this Craig guy? Hang on a sec. 34 years old. No, we can scratch him because I want to get a Golden in there. There you go, a Golden. Who else is sitting that I want to get? Mercier, no. Racino, no. Okay, that's good for now. A Golden. Let's just make sure everyone's good here. Jordan Subban will bring you up to the first line. Make sure that there's nobody not stressed. All right, we're good for the AHL as well, all right? So look at our AHL first line. Len Little, Monahan, and Sorensen. All right, second line, Graves, Galchenyuk, and Harper, man. Jesus. We have 6 players on the first 2 lines in the AHL team that are ready to come up and play. So we have a lot of decisions to make, but you know what? We're going to see who we can sign long-term and go from there, right? So there's our lines for Year 6. We've done our lines. Let's do the scouting report and the player training. You guys like to see the player training, so we'll do that as well. First, we'll do the scouting reports. Scouting, Scout Central. Let's just see who's projected to go first overall. This Hurishiko guy, Gardner, number 2. Richmond, Erickson, all right. No franchise guys, it looks like. That's all right, though. We already got Len Little, who's basically a franchise guy. So we'll go forwards. Let's see which. I think it's the WHL first round. Looks like the QMJHL has the most first rounders, so let's go QMJHL for 6 weeks. There you go. All right. And now let's do player training. Come down here, player training, there you go. And Tyler Seguin, offensive. What should we do for Tyler Seguin? Defensive awareness, because his offensive category is already great. Let's do defensive awareness. So defensive positioning. Nugent Hopkins, shooting. Yeah, sure, why not shooting? Braden Shen. This guy's not going to get any better than the first line, so let's go defensive positioning. Sure, Stamkos. Let's keep focusing Stamkos on shooting until he has all 99s there. LaFontaine, playmaking, sure. Lofthouse, defensive positioning. No, Lofthouse, let's go offensive playmaking. There you go. Granlund, let's go offensive playmaking, sure. Left wingers, Foligno, defensive positioning. Richie, defensive positioning, yep. Right wingers, Dustin Brown, let's get him a bit better offensively. Offensive playmaking. Connolly, shooting. Yeah, that's fine. Alex Lemieux, defensive positioning. Defenseman, Green, positioning. Everyone positioning. Yeah, I'm good for that for defense. Goalies, reflexes 1. AHL. Let's go to goalies, reflexes 1 for both goalies. Centers. Monahan. Let's give Monahan defensive positioning because maybe he'll be a perfect fourth liner for us while we can afford him. Galchenyuk. Offensive playmaking, Racino, defensive positioning, Burns, defensive positioning, that's perfect. Left wingers, everyone defensive positioning, yep, that's all fine. Len Little we can have, you know what, I want Len Little to have a better shot, so we'll put offensive shooting at Golden positioning. Right wingers, Sorensen is going to be shooting because he's a sniper. Defenseman, Subban, yep, that's that's all good for now. Goalies, yep. All right, so there you go. There's our player training. All right, let's go to our BlackBerry basically right here. Let's upgrade all this stuff. Our scouting report, our pro scout, Actually, let's send our medical scout one up just in case when we get to playoffs once again. All right, there you go. So our team is basically set, boys. Let's check out our team reports. We should be 100 in every category except for goaltending. Yep, 100 for offense, 100 for defense, 92 for goaltending. Very nice, very nice. And before we get started, let's just check the jersey numbers, make sure we have all the right captains now. Steven Stamkos is our captain. Victor Hedman is our second alternate captain. Nugent Hopkins is our third alternate captain. I don't think so. Who should be our third or a second alternate captain? Somebody who's been playing a lot for us, who's been getting those Stanley Cup rings. I think Shattenkirk. Hang on, let me go back up the list. Shattenkirk is the leading contender right now. Ekman Larson, no. Dustin Brown. Yeah, it's got to be Dustin Brown. Because Joe Thornton retired, so it's got to be Dustin Brown right now. Definitely. All right, so Captain Stamkos, alternate Hedman, alternate Dustin Brown. All right, boys? So there you go. There's our Tampa Bay Lightning for year 6. We're going to start the simulation in the next video. But you know what? I expect a 60-65 win season. No doubt. No doubt, all right? Yes, we're a playoff team. That's a no-brainer. But we should be able to win the President's Trophy once again with this team. We're going to see if we need to change up the lines a little bit here and there. But you know what? Our power play, our penalty kill, 5-on-5, goaltender, defense, offense, everything looks great, all right? There should be no excuses for this year. We should be able to win the Stanley Cup 3 years in a row, all right, boys? So in the next video, the Year 6 simulation. See you guys there.